Hello, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And happy Survivor 50 Day, everybody!
Thank God.
Woo! It's finally here. It's finally here. We've been waiting for it, and we had a 3 hour premiere to kick it off. And I'm excited to talk about it. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. And I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Purr. And yes, I came to slay the dragon. So I hope you did too. Um, and I have my cup mug here. And yeah, you can get you one at lanagscreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And if you look to the right of the screen, there is a QR code. You can scan that QR code and it'll take you right to the shop. Get to the shop, scan it, get your merch, favorite the shop, tell me how much you love it, and yeah, that would be great. Get your cup mug. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. I'm not even talking about Brazil at this point, but we do ship internationally and domestically. So get your cup mug and thank you.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Brooke, and I'm passionate about pop culture. And what is this? A U.S. Survivor season that had a good premiere and didn't make me want to rip my hair out. What? What is this
Yeah.
bullshit? Um,
It's love.
yeah.
It's what we do. I love it. I'm happy.
Um, it has been a long time for me since I have watched a Survivor premiere, U.S. Survivor, I should say, a U.S. Survivor premiere, and left being genuinely excited for what is to come. Survivor 50 might be that girl. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Survivor 50 might be that girl. Um, but I'm really excited because some people were reminded the world what happens when you go for mother. That's all. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about all of that. But before we dive into this, first of all, we're gonna be here every week live talking about Survivor after every episode. So you want to stick around for that and join us for this journey that we're about to take. So join us for all of the journeys that we're taking on this channel. So what you should do is just subscribe. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a single episode. We are here giving you the most content that we could possibly give about competitive reality television, and we are doing our best to do that for you. And if that's what you're into, trust me, we got a lot going on, so we will always keep you fed and entertained. So we are talking Survivor 50. We are talking Survivor Australia. We are talking Fear Factor, House of Fear. We are talking House of Villains, which is dropping tomorrow. We are talking the finale of Traitors, which is also coming out tomorrow. We are talking Project Runway refilled here. We're getting ready to jump into our America's Next Top Model refilled, talking
I love
starting with the docu series. We're going to talk about that, and we have a show that if well, we talk about even more stuff. Some shows that we don't talk about on the channel. Well, we give you the week's highlights of reality TV. Reality Roundup is what we call it, and it drops every Sunday. So we hype you up all week, and then we give you a highlight reel at the end of the week. Like, what else can you ask for? Follow us here on this channel if you haven't already done so. We are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year, and we would love for you to be one of them. So subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all of our other channels. All the links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Have Follow us on all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And if you, we don't just talk about games that we like on these shows, we also play the games that we love. And coming up on this week, on Sunday, March 1st, we are talking, or we're not talking, we're playing our own version of The Traders, hosted by the one and only Brooke. So we're not just coming alone. It's not just the panel doing our thing because we like to play games and love the panel and we like to vote people out and love them the next day. It's cool. But no, we didn't just keep it that way. We have some extra special guest people from reality shows. We have unveiled so far Pastor Jacob from The Snake, Ty from Destination X, Steve from Got to Get Out, and Star from Survivor are going to join us.
Icon.
Thus, so far, we have more to come, but we're going to make save those announcements. If you want to see who else is going to join us, because trust me, we got more. Check us out on our Instagram at the Cup Pod. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Not to mention just some of the panels. We're all doing it too. So
Yeah, I'm excited about it because I mean I planned the whole thing, and I've also said many a time on this channel, if there's one game I will never go play, it's the Traitors. But hosting it, that's my bag. I'll be there for that. But Survivor 50, let's do it. Let's get into it. I'm stoked. This is such a good premiere. I can feel my 2013 Survivor special interest coming back from this one episode alone, and I'm now terrified.
yeah, Survivor 50 starts off with what we how we love it. It gives us I always like the cinematography. I always talk about how cinematic Australian Survivor makes their intros look and whatever. And 50 gave us just that this year. We had rewinds from all the way back when we first started talking about the smallness of how Survivor started. And just looking back at all those pictures of all those players who we seen from 50 games ago, like 49 games ago, like all these people. And now we are at season 50, Survivor 50. It's like that's
Mhm.
crazy, and it just showing the different. I love this opening. I love the opener. I loved how it just. I loved everything about it. I loved the highlights that they showed. I just love seeing it in this montage form.
Yeah, my absolute favorite part of this entire episode, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. This opening package, even before they even get on the beach, right? This like
Hmm.
opening, um, 5 minutes, right? 5 6 minutes was just so magical as a
Hmm.
Survivor fan. Um, and I want to go ahead and shout out production for doing a few things in this episode. One, I cannot fathom the amount of Survivor players that we got to see in not only just this opening montage, but throughout the episode. We got to see clips from like South Pacific and Borneo and Micronesia, and just and again, Borneo. It's the first season; they're going to show clips from Borneo, but getting to see clips from South Pacific, apropos, I mean, granted, it's related to what's going on, but getting to see a little clip from South Pacific and just seeing in the background Whitney, right? You would have told somebody that Whitney would have made the Survivor 50 premiere coming in one of these little segments. I don't think they would have believed you because she barely made the edit in South Pacific. Um, but I do want to specifically say that the thing that really hit me the most was getting to see Keith. I love Keith, rest in peace, and it was really special getting to see Keith. And also, we got to see a little clip of BB from Borneo, who, I mean, we don't really talk about, but he's also passed away. Um, so I know we didn't get to see everybody. It's impossible to get to see everybody. It's 700, 800, 900 players at this point. But um, it was special getting to see the people that have passed away and the people that have, laid the groundwork for this. These 24 people are just a small percentage of everybody that's played this game. And I think this opener was really great to see all of that. And then we get to the beach,
Yeah, yeah. We're
which was also amazing.
very I liked how they did this. It wasn't like, oh, we just gonna put you here and put you here. And so people knew where they were going to be, what tribes they were going to be. It was just like everybody come in. We got Jeff talking to like I loved hearing people's and seeing the faces of like the newer players looking at the old school players is like, oh my God, these are the people I watched. These people made me want to play this game, or this is the reason why I'm here. And it was lovely. And then seeing the old school players, like I watched them play and they are really good. And or I didn't get a chance to watch them. I don't know who these, what they're it was just I loved the synergy and the energy that I got from that I saw from when they came on the beach, and how everybody was just happy to be there, and understanding the weight of being on this cast, on this 50s cast, because like everybody, a lot of people wanted to be there and a lot of people should have been there, but they couldn't cast everybody who possibly could have or should have been there. And
Hmm.
so it was nice to see this play out. And
Yeah.
I just like seeing all the people. And what got me in my feels was Mama Fields, Mystery Fields.
Hmm.
When they talked to her, I was like, okay, don't do this to me. Not 5, 10 minutes in. Like we just started. Don't start crying. And just, she's like, yeah, this is home for me. Survivor is
Hmm.
home. This is where I really found out who I am and what I could do. And I love that moment. I love that moment.
Yeah. I want to just specifically touch here on how this season opens because it's really unique. We don't normally get to see what we were told is something that Jeff does at the beginning of every season, which is this opening pep talk thing that occurs here. You hear him say that, we want your blood, sweat, and tears for this game. Like these people haven't already done that before. But that's what we want to see. We want you to give 100% every time. And
Hmm.
watching people react to that, like, and I'm gonna specifically, I don't like the man, but I'm gonna specifically say Jonathan having like
Hmm.
verbal reactions to that, right?
Yeah.
We can all bemoan this cast, and we all had someone we would have put on this cast personally that didn't make it. But we can't acknowledge that at least 20 of these people are foundational to the development of the game. And all 24 of them were important at some point for some reason, and they all deserve to be here. Nobody's
Hmm.
on this cast that I'm like, really? Right? So having these 24 people who are just so excited to not only be part of this massive season but be part of something really special and get to play this game maybe for the last time for a lot of them probably.
Hmm.
um I like the passion, and you can feel it in the room. Also, quick note, you have
Yeah.
taste. You have taste, DM Rocks. You have taste.
Always. Yeah. I love that. I love that they get to that everybody is taking this very seriously. Nobody is coming in like, I guess I'll do it. It's like it means something to every last one of them to be chosen to be on this cast. I mean, Jeff literally was like, Mike White, why are you here? You have White Lotus. You don't need to be here. And you felt that he was like, I didn't want the FOMO to come back. I wanted to play. I love this game, and I don't want to hear about it from Angelina and Christian later on, talk about how great it was, and I'm sitting at home when I could have been here. And so it's like the in how they feel about this game and the passion they have for this game. It made me feel really good watching it, and I was like, that's a great moment because all some of these people are like very successful. Mike White is he don't need this. He don't need this. Certain people don't need to play this game anymore. Like they three of them won already. They've experienced Survivor in its entirety. And they don't need to be here, but they want to be here. I want to I love this game so much. It's a passion and I love that so much. It just made me feel it's just so good watching it. And I don't know, I just enjoyed everything about it. And I even liked how they was like, just pick your name so you can find out which team you're on. And they all had buffs with their names on it. Um, and that was cute. They found out where they were, and I'm gonna bring up so everybody can see these tribes because baby, they it was great.
Yeah.
Everybody's on their tribes. I like this.
Also, Vatu feels like a tribe name that we've had before, and I
I think
haven't
it
been able.
was.
Yeah, like okay, the other two I was like, okay, whatever, but like I heard Vatu, right?
Hmm.
And I had to like it just feels like a tribe name we've heard before. It's not been used before, but it's either really similar to another tribe name that we've had before, or it's like this close. I know we had
I thought
Tavua, which is
watching.
kind of like the opposite of Vatu, but I something about this name is ringing a bell, and I cannot place it, and it's gonna bug me until I figure it out. So I
I
might
feel
just pull
like
up the
that
wiki
name has
article with
been
all the
used
transcripts.
somewhere before. Because I was saying the same thing. I was like, this absolutely has been used, right?
Hmm. We've had Vata and Vati, so they're
Maybe.
they're pretty close.
Maybe.
Um, but, um, you know, sure. We've had Vuku,
Vuku.
so
Mm-hmm.
we've come close to Vatu a few times in the past.
Well,
Stay tuned for next season when we have Vato,
Vato.
and then Vate, and then we're gonna complete the entire
Tuva.
Tuva. That's too
Tuva
close
will
to
be.
Tavua, which is also a tribe name we have had. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Shout outs to Australian Survivor who abandoned the idea of trying to make these sound vaguely tribalistic and just went with Bounty and Baron for this year. 10 out of 10, Aussie, 10 out of 10.
Love that. Love that. But we do start with our marooning challenge. And well, after this is after Jeff is letting them know that the fans have decided, because this is the year of the fan vote. The fans get to decide what is going to happen in this game. And I don't know,
I don't believe
fans.
it. I don't believe it.
I don't believe
Bullshit.
this because
Bullshit.
I have heard so many complaints throughout from a lot of people saying they do not like it when they have to earn their supplies and earn their food. And apparently, a lot of people like it.
I don't believe it. I do not believe these were the real results. This is bullshit entirely. Because I think what they did is they saw, ooh, these are the tribe colors people want. Okay, we'll give them the one thing that has no tangible effect on the game, and then everything else is just going to be what we want. And I also have to say, we did talk about it during 48 when the votes were going on. A lot of these descriptions were very, very heavily leaning towards certain options. Specifically here, I want to highlight on the Final Four fire making description, which was basically like Final Four fire making is awesome and really rad and super dope. But some people don't like it. And that was kind of like the whole thing. That was the entire thing. And I remember reading it and I'm like, oh, there is no way anyone in their right mind is actually thinking Final Four fire making will be going away at the end of the season. It's gonna be there.
It's gonna be
And I
there.
wasn't sure until this episode, this premiere, when they got rid of the damn rice. Like the supplies, sure. I didn't. I thought it would probably go to them, but I remember everybody was like, "Yes, give them rice. Give them. We
Right.
don't want them to be stupid and not strategic. Give them rice." That was the entire thing, and that's all I saw online was give them rice, give them rice, give them rice, and then it's this close. But
But no. Yeah,
apparently,
no.
the casual audience are sadists, and they like watching people starve.
I I, I don't.
I don't buy
I
it.
I I don't buy it. I don't buy it that much. I was like, I don't think so. But
Mhm.
apparently the fans said, don't give them rice and don't give them their supplies. Make them earn everything. Huh.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so we're gonna have to make everybody earn everything. So the first challenge, the marooning challenge, is broken up into four different parts, a lot of different parts. It was a lot of moving parts. The first part, somebody had to go dig through and dig and force themselves through the under the pole. Then what?
Mhm.
Go grab the key, take the key back. The person then goes and does a puzzle to unleash the another thing, yeah,
Mhm.
a thing for
The
paddles
paddle
and
for these
things.
boats. Yeah.
And then the next group had to get all the rope out of the boat. So two people had to go get rope out of the boat. And then
Mhm.
after they get the rope out of the boat, two people now have to go push the boat and use a rope to pull themselves out to get a torch. And then once they get the torch, they put the torch on the boat and then they have to paddle their way back in. And then
Mhm.
once they get back in, somebody then has to um
They
what
like
they have
run
to
out
do?
to this big pole where this key's on this like spring
Oh
screw
yeah.
looking thing. They
And
have
a
these big
spiral
poles and they have
thing,
to
and they
like
have to try to get the key
hook it
off the
and get it.
spiral thingy.
Yeah.
And then once they get the key off the spiral thingy, then they have to unlock their torch. And then everybody can run to the bearer and light up their thing. And once it's lit, you win. Only one team is
I
going to win
like
this.
this.
It
I
was
like
a
this
lot
a
of moving
lot.
parts, but it
Yeah,
was
but
fine.
it was fun because usually whenever they do these challenges that are like, oh, you got to do this, and like one person does this, and then two people do this, right? It never is the whole tribe. Like it always feels like somebody's just going to end up being running at the end with the torch with everybody else, and they didn't do anything. No,
Hmm.
everybody had to do a part of this challenge. And
Hmm.
that was awesome. I loved watching every single second of this opening challenge. I do think the reward was a bit shit, I'll be honest, in terms of like the idea of, yeah, you get Flint, okay, cool, awesome, lovely. And you also get a massive bonfire that, I mean, I guess you have the Flint though, and
Right.
like,
So if I have the flint, why need the bonfire? I guess I don't have to use the flint tonight.
yeah,
Cool.
real talk, that what they should have done is they should have had the winning tribe here decide which three people go to the journey if they needed all three tribes to have somebody going on the journey. That's what they should have done. The bonfire was a cool visual, but it didn't do anything really, and that was about it.
I
Oh,
mean,
and then Jeff
they
tries
could
to
have
play
gave
it
them
off
some
as like,
rice.
yeah, maybe. Oh, I love how it's like they have to earn their rice. Where do
Where's
they
the
have the
rice?
opportunity to earn their rice?
Because they had
But here
no
we are,
opportunity this episode to earn nothing.
truly. Um, yeah, it was a fun challenge though, and I have to admit, and I cannot believe I'm praising this woman in any capacity. Stephanie
Stephanie,
kind of ate. I'm not gonna lie. Stephanie's pretty much the reason that Vatu won this challenge because she was so much faster than everyone else at the log that she built up such a lead that the other two tribes couldn't catch her. And I catch them. And I also have to say, I think Callow might have won this competition had Camilla gotten through the log
oh
faster
yeah,
because they were like
absolutely.
right there at the end and they were lagging behind the whole time. But gotta hand it to him. Jonathan knows how to paddle a boat, and he was in and out of that water like that.
Beasted. He beasted. That's what I'm saying. You know people's strengths, and that was his strength. He really literally, like, if Camilla would have got out of that thing a little behind Stephanie or right before Savannah, I think they could have breezed right by him. I honestly
Mhm.
think they could have. But Vatu wins. Good on them. But then it's like, no, three people are going to have to go on this journey. And one from each tribe is going to go on this journey.
Mhm.
So I need you all to pick who's going to go on this journey. Well, the supply challenge is what I like to call it because it's just to get supplies, who to earn their supplies. And so Callow,
It was so funny. Tiffany like voluntells coach to do it. And he's
coach,
like,
you can
"Coach, you
do
want
it.
to go?"
And coach is like, okay. So coach goes. Then on the Celia tribe, Ozzy goes. And from the Vatu tribe, Q goes.
The second Ozzy stepped forward, my being one of the five people who actually really like South Pacific heart, I was in joy. I was in a joyful mood for the next 10 minutes. And I want to be clear, Coach is not the reason I like South Pacific. The reason I like South Pacific is Sophie Clark. But having that, like, again, it's one of those dynamics like I didn't even think about coming into the season, even though it was literally the entirety of South Pacific as Coach versus Aussie, really. But having the acknowledgement and then the further acknowledgement of it when they get to that beach was
Mm-hmm.
just lovely. And Q was just kind of there. I read online in terms of the when they got to the beach
Yeah,
for
Q
the
was
journey.
just there.
Q was just there, and I read online. Sam posted in a BCC chat. He said Q didn't watch South Pacific, so he had no idea what was going on.
No clue. No clue what was happening. He was just like,
It was evident.
okay.
It was
And
evident.
and it was, but see, I'm like, but even if I did know what's happening in that moment, that ain't my moment. If I was Q, I'd stay out of it too. That ain't for me. Y'all figure that out. That's y'all beef to handle. I'm gonna stay over here and mind my business. But yeah, they get to go on this thing. I was wondering why they ain't asked Jonathan, or Jonathan didn't want to go, but sure, Q. I mean, not Q. Coach. Yeah, sure. Um,
Yeah.
but they went, and so they go to. Well, we see everybody getting on the beaches. We see everybody getting on the beaches next, and I will say this is where I easily, quickly started to realize, Jenna, I do not like you. This is where the moment, the second, the minute I was like, I remember you from your season. I watched the first season of Survivor, and I didn't particularly care for you then, and I don't particularly care for you now. Just saying,
I'll
because
I'll
what do
say this
you?
about Jenna. She knew what she wanted to do, and she had a plan. And as much as I don't like her plan, I admire her for being willing to go that big that fast out of the gate. Um, because you know what? In all honesty, and I'm just gonna be real, every single person on this beach should have listened to her. Should. Now, do I want them to? Absolutely not. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to Jenna. We don't want you to listen to Jenna. We don't want Sari to go out in any capacity early. But in reality, if they want a chance to win this game, might be a good idea. And I'm not gonna say that anything more than that. I see where Jenna is coming from, even
Mm-hmm.
if it pissed me the hell off.
Of course you get rid of Sari. Of course you do. That's what you should do. Because if you, I think she said it, you give her an inch, she takes a mile. Absolutely you do. But don't do it. Like, don't. For me, as a viewer and a Sari complete stand, don't do that. And when you come for Sari, it feels very personal to me. I feel like you come in for me. And I don't like that. And I didn't like it. I was like she came on this beach, like you said, with a plan, and she was ready to push that plan instantly. Like after they heard that Savannah had 149 and all of that, they were like, she was like, ah, great. Anyway, come here. Let me talk about what we should do. Sari, right? We should get rid of Sari. And I was like, even though I knew this preseason, her interview, she said she was not hiding this. She has said this several times. I just when she said it and I heard it, I was just like, ugh, ugh. And hearing people be like, absolutely agree with that. I was like,
Yeah,
Savannah,
I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna be real. I get it. I think
I
it's
get it.
sucks. I don't want it, but let's also be 100% Lana. You, myself, and most of the members of this podcast are a very rare breed, which is that if we ever play a game with Sari Fields, we are playing to make sure Sari wins. Let's just be clear. We won't
I will
consistently
die on
play.
any sword for that woman. She can
I
have
would
it.
I would fall on any singular sword that is possibly available for me to fall on if it meant Surrey Fields could win a game. because I would go all the way to Final Four fire making with her, tell everybody that I'm great at fire making and gonna take her out, and I would sit there and give her
And
my coconut husk and watch her finally make a fire and
I
make it
will
to the end.
help her make the fire. I will
And then,
just keep
Sari,
giving
do you
her
need me
my
to blow on your
supplies.
little flame? Sari, do you need me to blow on your flame? Just to...
Air it out, Sari. Do this. Do this. Here. Take some more sticks. Some sticks, babe. I will
Sari, do you
give
want
up
my
all
math
game.
is? You want all of my magnesium from the back of my
Yeah.
flame? I will shave it
Hold on.
off for
Hold on.
you
I'll
right
make
now.
some. I'll make some for you and give it to you. I'll shave some down and
Here's
put
my
it on your
coconut
spot.
husk covered in magnesium. Here you go.
Here you go, girl. For you, queen mother, you are. Like,
Do you want me
yes.
to take my my knife and chop through my rope so I get disqualified and you can just win without having to use any effort? Like that's the how far I'd be willing to go. Because quite frankly, she has been screwed over so many times.
Oh,
She deserves
oh.
it.
I will
So
sit there and sit down and fold my
Mhm.
arms while she makes her fire and just sit there and watch and just be like, "You got this, mother. Eat, eat right now." And if they say you have to try, I'll be like, "Okay,
Mhm.
it didn't like. What do you want me to do?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I would do all of that for Cerie Fields, and unabashedly not ashamed to say that out loud on the internet. Um, but yeah, I was like, I understand, and I get you, and I get her, and I understand why she would say that because she has people who like us who she don't know they could be in that tribe, but who will just do anything for Cerie. But Jenna was like, we need to take out Cerie, y'all. Yeah, she's she's good. She's been here. She knows this game. We need to take her out. And it looks like for a minute a few people were into that conversation. What I also love, though, what I loved about
Mhm.
watching this Celia tribe come together is how Christian and Rick, they just went together. Like, oh my God, I love you. I love you. This is great. This is cool. Seeing that connection happen and then seeing Rick turn to Emily and was like, no, Emily freaking flipping. Like financial analyst Emily flipping. And I
Yeah.
love seeing Emily get the love that she wasn't able to get in her original season, like, or the acknowledgement of, like, yes, people wanting to work with her. I love that she got that in this season with this tribe.
Yeah. Um I am a we joke about it a lot about Emily and like how much we love Emily. Emily is one of my favorite players that has ever been on the beaches of Fiji. I'll just be blunt. Um I relate to her in a lot of ways and watching and I'm gonna say something similar happens to Genevieve in this episode too. Watching both of
Mhm.
them realize somebody actually wants to play this game with them.
Yes.
Like I've felt that before. Like when
Me too. Oh, I felt it too, Brooke. I felt it before. I've been in games where people just don't want to play with you and you don't know what else you could do.
didn't mean to stop playing with you, Lana. I'm sorry.
I felt very attacked in that moment. You didn't want to play with me. And I was like, I felt that before. I
No,
really wish people would want to
um,
play with me. But yeah.
but no, like when we've played these games online, and again, it's not the
Mhm.
same thing. But like when there's something so magical about someone looking in your eyes and saying, "I want to play this game with you,"
Yeah,
right?
I mean it.
And mean it, right? And Emily and Genevieve never got that the first time they played. They were
Right.
both on the bottom a lot, right?
Hmm.
And having the two of them get those moments in this episode, I want to specifically highlight the fact that Rick Devens, Christian Hubicki, and Emily Flippin is a
Yep.
dream alliance to work with for
Oof.
me. Um, and I'm just gonna say the Hubicki edit.
Yes.
Oh, girly, they are
Hibiki.
Hubicki is Hubickiing like right out of the gate. I was
I
worried for him. I was worried
mm,
for him coming into this because I like Hubicki. He played a really great game on David versus Goliath, but having this edit be so Hubicki positive out of the gate, Hubicki stocks are going up, y'all. It's over
It,
50,000. Like, come on.
it is like I will say I was not aware of Hibiki's game. I don't remember watching Dave versus Goliath. Like I barely remember, but
Mhm.
I don't I know I was never like a Hibiki fan. He was not one of those people who just came up in
Mhm.
my mind for Survivor players. But I am loving Hibiki in this season already. Like I was like, oh, he is so endearing. He's so smart, but it's not a threatening kind of smart. Like it's not the smug smart. It's just he's just smart, and you just know he's smart. And he talks with so much like you can tell when he speaks is coming from a love place and a place of goodwill and wholeheartedness. And like I love that about him. I was like, I want to play with him. He seems so nice and
Mhm.
genuine. But even knowing that, you know that he's still a survivor player and he's going, he might have to do some things. But I'm loving this edit that he's getting.
Yeah.
I think this is so good.
And also, I like that he's not. We get this later in the episode. But I feel like now is relevant when he talks about when he makes that fire with all these glasses, right? Which also shout outs to Yao Man, who is I believe the only other person who's done that on U.S. Survivor. Don't quote me on that. But having Hibiki do that, everybody's like, "Yeah, let's go. We did it without the flint. That's awesome." And then in his confession, he's like, my son is 6 weeks old, right? And I didn't even know Hibiki was like in a relationship, like any of this. I mean, it's not none of our business really. But when he mentioned he's like, someday my son is gonna watch this, I was
Uh,
like, normally I'm not one of the people who like feels the children stuff on Survivor. It's never been I don't want kids, I don't have kids. But for some reason, Hibiki is just the most genuine human. And when he said that, you could tell how
uh,
much this one thing means to
mm,
him.
mm-hmm.
Dear God, Hibiki is up there for people I would love to see win the game. And it's just the premiere. It's just the
It,
premiere.
right. He hit me in the fields with that. I was like, he said, nobody knows I have a 6 week old. Like, what? You left the, the babe 6 week, to come out here and now you're doing it hit me in the fields. It hit me in the fields were feeling when he said that. And yeah, I'm one of those people. I get all emotional when it comes to babies and children. Even though I don't want none, I get emotional about it.
Yeah.
But
He's like but it's just so real watching
it
like
is.
it's so nice also because I'm one of these people that I hate when people are like I have XYZ and that's why I should win the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what this was because he didn't tell anybody, nobody
Nobody
knows about it.
knows.
But when he's just sitting there, he's like talking about how much it means to him and that he's not gonna tell anybody about it because he doesn't think it's relevant yet and he doesn't think it's important to what he's wanting to do right now.
Mm-hmm.
But God, and Hibiki was also in so many different struggle points throughout David versus Goliath. So having him and Emily and Rick, who are honestly three of the best underdogs in modern day Survivor history, let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
having all three of them interact and have this really great bond right out of the gate was so perfect. And then on top of that, I'm going to jump ahead. I just want to get through Scylla all the way. Aussie and Suri final two? Sad. Sad.
Please, please.
Oh,
Oh, I would love that.
I cannot
Like
possibly indicate how sad I am for this.
the, and I love that they have their history to go back to and be like, hey, yeah, me and Ozzy played together in the game together, but we weren't even like close. I voted him out, and like they could use that like animosity for people to like draw them away. Now, is it working? I don't know, but time will tell about that. But man, oh man, I will be so sad if that's our final.
Yeah.
Please.
Um,
Please.
that would make me so happy. I'm just gonna be blunt. Ozzy's having a little bit of a rough time on social media today. I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to get into specifics of it. I haven't had time to look at anything. It has been a very busy day. Um, but what I can say is this: Suri having somebody there that she wants to work with and trust fully 100% is always so integral to her as a player. And if it's Aussie, cool, because I think that would be a really good fit for her. Because I think, especially if they merge together, he's going to be a much bigger threat in the game than she is when they
Mm-hmm.
merge. So, Motherfields, yay!
Period.
Um,
Um,
Can we touch on the Callow tribe? Because I'll be honest, they didn't really have much going on in this episode.
mm-hmm. Because they didn't need to,
Um,
but yes, let's touch on them.
yeah, because we see Mike White is apparently shredded, so that's
Mm-hmm. But
cool.
apparently got abs.
Yeah, apparently got abs. Also Charlie himself is also in like really good shape, but he was
Mm-hmm.
like, did not expect Mike White to come out here and have a better body than me. And I'm like, you know what, Charlie? You made it through an entire Survivor episode without making a single Taylor Swift reference. You might earn my fan card for that. You might. Um, but this show was kind of just here. This episode, there wasn't much going on. Chrissy is already politicking with Mike, and
Mm-hmm.
it reminds me how much I love Chrissy. So yay. Um, but then we also see the counter to that, where and she's politicking against D, which yes,
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
good
You
decision,
should.
Chrissy. I I
She
am I am here
should.
for this. Um, but then we see the counter of that is that people are worried about Chrissy, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Can I just say the trio of Tiffany D and um Lord have mercy. Why that girl name slip? Why is that
Camilla,
girl's name slip? Camilla.
Camilla.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Yeah. The trio of Tiffany D and Camilla is something I didn't think I needed, but I do. And I'm like, no, hold on. I thought I personally when it was like, yeah, D could go. But then I'm like, but wait, but wait. If Tiffany, Camilla, and D, three beautiful women of color get together, come together, and do some things. Oh, I'm not mad yet. And then, like you said, Tiffany and Camilla could use D going into merge. D would be a much bigger shield than they would.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh. And I love Camilla was like, my season, it was all about honor and loyalty, respect, and I was sick of it. And I was like, yes, we were all sick of it. We were all sick of it. She's like, I want to do something. I want to play the game, have a little fun, but be a little, be a little villainous and create some chaos. I want to do that. And I was like, yes, Camilla, I want to
Yeah.
see you do it.
Um, I'm just gonna say, other than that, though, like we get a little bit of Jonathan doing Jonathan things. Um, Charlie tries on Coach's toe ring, which was content on
Yes.
Survivor in 2025, 2026, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get the fallout from the journey, which we haven't really discussed the journey that much yet. But
Mm-hmm.
do we want to talk
We'll
about the
talk about
Vatu stuff first, and
Yes, let's
then
talk about
talk
the
about?
Vontae stuff and then we'll talk about the journey.
Yeah. Um, Colby Donaldson. Where
Mm-hmm.
the hell has this been? Who are you? What have you done with Colby? This is not Colby. This is not Colby Donaldson. This is Reed, his brother from Heroes versus Villains, that threw the water at him that he couldn't catch. This is that. This is him. Because this is not Colby Donaldson. I don't know who the hell they got to play Colby Donaldson. This ain't him. Um. So Colby and Stephanie, cool. Figured it would happen. Awesome. Colby and Stephanie and Kyle. Okay. Kyle's a relatively old school style Survivor
Mm-hmm.
winner.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Colby and Stephanie and Kyle and Genevieve. Wild. Colby and Stephanie and Kyle and Genevieve and Q?
What?
Gag. Gag.
Gagged me for sure. I
Sure.
was like, I did not see that coming. I never saw that coming. I was, I don't even know. Like, when I looked at this tribe, I was like, I don't know who would do the, who would click, who wouldn't. I for sure just knew they would go look at Kyle and be like, mm-mm, you a winner, we got to go. No. Genevieve is ready to work with Kyle. Kyle is ready to work with Genevieve. Colby wants to work with Kyle and Genevieve. And they're like, yes, let's do this. And yo, and the Q factor of it all just completely blew me.
I will again repeat. Who is this and what have you done with Q? This is not Q. What the hell? This is the chillest I have ever seen Q on Survivor. One. Two, he was a pretty big part of this episode. Like the entire episode. And you would normally think, given his track record, that he would find some opportunity to be chaotic and messy, right?
Hmm.
Even the thing that they gave him directly to be chaotic and messy, he was like super chill about and played it off very calmly. Maybe he did a lot more reflection than we thought. And maybe he was a little, because it didn't show in the preseason interviews, but maybe he decided, this is what I'm going to do, at least to start with. I am I going to say, I'm impressed by Q. I'm
Hmm.
impressed by Q. Um, I'm gonna be real. I'm impressed by literally everyone on this tribe because Rizzo even is like apparently getting on Colby's nerves, right? And Colby's not one to voice these concerns, but apparently Rizzo's getting on Colby's nerves. But then Rizzo is just himself the entirety of the next few days, and it wins Colby over.
Right. Kobe is
That's
starting
awesome.
to, like, Kobe's starting to see Rizzo as a, a version of him when he was there. Like, he was like, I was your age when I did my first Survivor. And now here you are. And he's like, I see myself in you. And so now like I said, Rizzo's winning Kobe over from a fashion show. He's hosting the fashion show, and he's just like so effervescent and vibrant and exuberant. And Kobe's like, you know what? Maybe I was too quick to judge. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love a person who comes into a game, not just focus and sit in my ways. Like, I don't like him and I'm never gonna like him. You have to open yourself up and get to know these people, because how do you know you don't like somebody from just meeting them, or not even really talking to them? And that conversation that Kobe had with Rizzo again hit me right in my feels, because I'm like, a 25-year-old Rizzo who just finished playing the game 2 weeks before a week before, and had to come right back, who watched Kobe play and was a fan of watching Kobe, now gets to come on this beach and play with the person he watched and loved. And this person is now saying, you remind me of me. And I know this is hard because you didn't really have time to go home and decompress. If you need anybody to talk to, come to me. And that wasn't game. That was just Kobe trying to give Rizzo some kind of, like, a outlet because Rizzo and Savannah did not. They never got that chance to decompress before they went to 50. It was a week. It
Yeah.
was a week. And it takes some people months and even years to get over their experience on Survivor. And so they didn't even
People
have that.
never
So,
do.
or some people never do. So for him to have that outlet, and somebody who's saying, I understand you. And if you need somebody just to talk to, if you're starting to feel some things, that I'll be that person. I love that. I was like, Give them the Emmy already. They give them to him now. This episode was full of emotions.
Yeah. Um. This entire, like, everybody, almost everybody, I'm gonna say, because there are a few people. Tiffany did get a little bit swept under the rug in this episode. Aubrey got a little swept under the rug in this episode. Charlie got a little swept under the rug in this
Probably got
episode.
a lot.
Um, Joe kind of did, but not really, but just as much. Got swept under the rug, but you can't feature everybody in the first episode in 24 with 24 people. We've learned it from Aussie. It takes time. Um,
Hmm.
but talking about the tribe dynamics, it was really fun to see everything happen and fall out the way it did. Um, so now shall we get into the challenges and the outcomes? Because oh lordy, lordy,
Yes, let's go to the supply challenge because we have Coach, Ozzy, and Q off to do this supply challenge where they were going to try to win supplies for the camp. And the challenge was like everything Ozzy knew how to do. Like basically
except build a pole
everything.
apparently.
I mean, he knew how to build it. He just didn't know how to stabilize.
Yeah.
But climb the pole, get a bundle. Go to a circle ring, dig, get another bundle. Swim out, go to the buoy, get another bundle. Bring it back, make a pole, and try to get the key off the pole. And if you get the key and drag, whoever drags it in wins, gets the key and unlock whatever.
There's only one
Um,
key. Importantly, there is
only
the
one
one
key.
key. We're not going for different
And
keys. It's one key.
everybody is how right. It's not three different keys, and everybody going for their own keys. It's one key, and everybody is going for that one key.
Mhm.
And to the surprise of no one, Ozzy was out the gate flying. He got up the
Mhm.
pole, bam. Got the thing, dig, bam. Swim out to the thing, bam. Came back, made the pole, made it long,
Mhm.
but then didn't realize how flimsy and how much the arc the pole was going to have. Like that pole was like this. It was literally bent. And he had to somehow flick it to get the key. He's on the pole,
Mhm.
on the wall, and he's trying to climb it and flick it. It would not flick. They said literally 45 minutes they were out there trying to get this key off the ring, and it was not coming. And it was not coming. Ozzy's pole wasn't working. Q's pole broke. Um,
Yeah.
Coach's pole was just flimsy. It wasn't doing it. But
Yeah.
finally, go ahead.
It was so fun watching this because every time I see the poll challenge where they have to grab the key, I immediately think of Mother Tina. So
Hmm.
watching these three guys just like struggle so hard and remembering how much Tina demolished this last time she had to do it. Granted,
You just muted yourself.
yes, I did. Bigger poll, but like I love how this challenge basically amounted to it didn't matter how fast you got to the pole, it was just the pole. Um, but Ozzy gets knocks the key off, but right before this, they had been out there for like 40, 45 minutes at this
45 minutes.
point, and Q's reaching out, and Ozzy's like, "If you whoever gets it, I'm not going to take it from you." Cool. Coach
Never said anything.
doesn't say a word.
He doesn't
Bad
agree to
behavior,
nothing.
honestly. Don't like him, but good shit. I
That
get
was
he
the
didn't. Yeah, it was good.
that was
He didn't
it was
say
like I mean he did not say anything and he never said, oh yeah, I'm in for this, that, like yeah. He never said that. So when Ozzy knocks the key off, Coach instantly like, yep, and snatches that key up, and Ozzy's like, no, let me have it. And Ozzy's trying to fight for it, and Coach is just dragged it in. It was like, whew,
Yeah,
sorry,
I'd also like
man.
to know they didn't really comment on it. Q also tried to do the same thing to Coach. It's just
He
it was more
did.
focused on Ozzy and Coach. And then Coach gives Ozzy this like shit-eating grin. And I'm just gonna say right now, if one of the big storylines of this season is a retread of South Pacific of all things, I'm gonna be so sad. I can't even lie.
I mean, what made this extra good and salty for Ozzy is because when they were walking in, they both did this whole heartfelt apology because Ozzy was like, I did what I did and I felt like you probably should have won the season. And, I apologized. And coach was like, well, I didn't do anything to make it any better. I wasn't, the nicest. My social wasn't there. So I understand.
I
So
mean, he
I
bladed people with
apologize.
religion, which he didn't mention, and
But what
some people
now?
played. I said Coach manipulated people with religion, which he didn't mention, but it's important to note.
I
Um,
mean, and so he apologized. So Ozzy thought that after that heartfelt apology that they both gave, that it would be more honor and respect among men. Like we go for the poll if it come out, and we go for the key rather, and we will respect that. And coach was like, I never said anything. So I never went back on my word. I am still
yeah,
a man of honor. I never said I wouldn't do it.
you
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 said you wouldn't do it, which technically true.
okay,
Technically true.
it's technically true, and I want to be clear. I'm not a Coach fan. I've made that abundantly clear on this podcast.
You have.
Um, but I gotta be real. I think Coach might have awoken something in Ozzy by doing this
I think
because
so too.
yeah, because I think Ozzy was like totally content with like having a fun time and like saying he was gonna play more cutthroat, but really just playing like Ozzy. But the second this happens, you kind of see the light go out in
The
Ozzy's
shift. Yeah,
eyes,
it
and then the
did.
second it comes back on, it's just uh-huh.
He
Yeah.
literally turns off his humanity in that moment. If
Yeah.
if you watch the Vampire Diaries or anything like that, he hit that switch and he turned off his humanity in that moment. It was just like, hmm,
Yeah.
okay.
So
And
yeah, and again, Q was just kind of there for all of
mhm,
this. Um, but Coach gets the pot and the machete and the flint and goes back to camp. Um, but this is interesting. I don't think they've ever done anything like this before, where they tell the other two to stick around, and then they flip over the thing, and they suddenly are on Exile Island for a night.
kind of
No, no,
ate.
it's
Kind of
okay.
ate. I was like,
Um,
period. That's the kind of twist I like.
See, this is the kind of thing that if this is all it ever was with the journeys, I love the journeys. If this is the case, Exile Island is a fair twist. You know what you're getting into. I
Mm-hmm.
hate the idea of risking your vote because your vote is something you should always have on Survivor, unless someone has like a vote steal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this version of this where it was just Exile on day one, like
Yeah.
it was
I loved
so
it.
fucking fun. I loved
It-
every second of this. And even more so when they wake up the next day, they're irritated. Bugs have been all over them all night. Like they're not happy. And we get the doubling down on the twist,
yeah.
which I which was incredible.
Eight. Like, how do you sit there after you make these people suffer on Exile Island? But like I said, bugs and everything is cold, whatever. They're there. Then they wake up to find out that one of you can go home with this pot, this flint, and this machete, but you have to give up your vote. And if you give up your vote goes over to the other person, and they'll have an extra vote.
Mhm.
And that is when I was with you. I was like, this is when we realized Ozzy is not playing. Whatever coach just did just woke up the beast in Ozzy because he is not playing the same way. Because usually Ozzy would want to be the hero. He would want to be the person to provide for the camp. He want to bring back Flint. He want to bring back, a machete, and he wants to make tribe life, camp life easier. But
Mhm.
in this situation, Ozzy was like, no, thank you. I'd rather have the extra vote. And Q was like, because Ozzy was like, I need to learn how to talk my way out of stuff. He's learned that he needs to start preparing himself for an in game possibility. And in order to get to an in game possibility, you have to learn how to talk your way through things. And then when you get to that final, you got to speak your game how
Mhm.
it needs to be spoken to this jury. And Ozzy's like, I can't hold my tongue. I can't be scared. I can't take the safe way out. So he convinces Q to go ahead. It's like, you take it. Even though Vatu has fire, they don't need Flint. They have fire. But you know, Flynn is always capable. But they got a pot and a machete, all that stuff. He was like, you could take that back. I'll take the vote. And Q was shaking a little bit, like, I don't know, because losing the vote, kind of wild at this point. But eventually, he agrees. Because the note said that they couldn't leave that beach until somebody came up with a unanimous decision. And they both agreed to let Q take the pot, the supplies, and Ozzy will take the extra vote.
Good stuff, honestly. And I'll be 100% honest. I think this is going to end up biting Q in the ass, but, however, I think he actually, in theory, played this a little bit safe. Because if it were me, right, I'm gonna give two damns about that pot, that machete, and that flint. I need
Absolutely. My vote.
My vote. I don't care about your vote. I need my vote, right? Aussie having a brain. I'm delighted to see it. Brained Aussie, love to see it. So, and Q does tell everybody that he won with a challenge that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was still smart.
What I will say, you better hope Aussie doesn't compare notes and that nobody finds out, because if they find out, that could be in trouble for Q.
But it could also be in trouble for Ozzy, because if he didn't tell anybody he has an extra vote, they don't know that. But Q knows that. So Q can be like, if you tell folks about my secret, I'm gonna tell folks about your secret.
Well, we don't see them arrange a story, and my worry is that people are going to ask Ozzy, "Oh, so what happened?" And then Ozzy's story is not going to match Q's story, and that's how it's going to come out. So hopefully, nobody asks Ozzy, and if they do, Q could be in trouble.
Or Q gets to Ozzy before anybody else does.
Yeah. Q and Kyle, they lock their stuff down, and they're talking, and everything's good, and again, gagged.
Gagged me for sure. I did not think that was happening.
Yeah, and Q does tell Kyle that he has an extra vote.
No vote.
We don't really get to see.
He has no vote.
No vote. Sorry. We don't really get to see a ton of strategizing on the Batu Beach in terms of who they're going to go after, but it seems like this 5-person alliance is like there, and they are good to go. Right? So impressive, and again. Colby and Kyle and Genevieve. I'm not going to really throw Stephanie in this. She didn't really do any of the work here. But Colby, Kyle, and Genevieve, you ate this one. Can't even lie.
Yeah.
So is it immunity time?
I think it's immunity time, because we didn't got through the challenges. We didn't got through everything. The conversations at the beach. Let's get to the challenge, because immunity challenge happens, and again, it's a lot of stuff going on with these challenges.
Yeah. To make a long story abundantly short, there are only 3 things that matter in terms of describing the challenge. They have one person who has a monkey fist that they have to throw and land in this cradle to drop this ramp wall. They then have to get everybody up the ramp wall, and then there's a puzzle at the end. There's other things that happened before, but quite frankly, they play no role in the outcome of the challenge. They're irrelevant. So do we want to start with the injury or Suri? Because they're both not great.
I want to start with Suri, because I'm like, I want to know who decided that Suri will be the one to do the monkey fist.
Suri did. Saw it online. Mike Bloom posted about it. We forgot about this, but Suri did this on Australia, right? So she told people that this was something that she could do because she had practiced it. She didn't say where, but she had practiced it. And the difference was that rope wall that was in front of them wasn't there when they did this on Aussie. So it completely threw off her aim. So she was having to throw around the rope wall, and she wasn't used to that. And that's what caused her all of the problems. So like Suri did her, like Suri, honestly, had that rope wall not been there, this would have been a very different outcome for Suri. I can tell you that, because like it just was unfortunate. Because Vatu is almost done with this. Oh, sorry, Kalo's almost done with this puzzle by the time Sari finally gets the monkey fist in the right slot. It sucks, like really.
Really sucks.
Mm.
But so yeah, that was that. Then it comes to Kyle in the Vatu tribe, and the Vatu tribe is getting everybody up. Everybody's up except
Mm.
Kyle. Kyle's the last person to go, and he runs and he goes up. He doesn't make it, and he comes down, and then he was like, "Oh shoot, my foot, my ankle, my foot," and Kyle goes down, and I'm like, "Oh no." Oh no, because I we kept hearing somebody's getting medivac this round. This episode, I personally thought it was going to be Ozzy because I thought Ozzy was having these back pains and he was talking about how his back was hurting. I'm like, oh no, does Ozzy's back go out? Is it
Mm.
something like that where he just can't move anymore? What is
Yeah.
it? And so I was thinking it's probably Ozzy, especially because Ozzy went down. He got on the ground and he was just like wincing in pain.
Mm.
So I was like, is Ozzy getting ready to get medevac? Oh no. But then it happened when Kyle's thing happened, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
is it Kyle?
Yeah. I will say this was the only singular thing I got spoiled on before
Yep.
the season
Yep.
because Kyle's been posting pictures on Instagram for a minute of him on his little mobility scooter with his leg all booted up. Um, and like, I'm not gonna say I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to like influence it, and I didn't know when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Until the descriptions came out and they said somebody had a medical emergency, and I'm like, it's probably Kyle's leg. I had a feeling. And the really sad part about this is Kyle actually did make it up the wall, but
He
Colby
did.
was struggling getting up. So Kyle went back down the wall to help Colby up the
Q.
wall.
Q went back
No,
down the wall.
no. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Kyle was up the wall and then went back for Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah, Kyle went down. No, and the thing is, this wasn't even in the episode. Colby, this is something that was like the press that were on site for the premiere. I think it was Dalton Ross posted that Colby was supposed to be in the Kyle spot, but he was having trouble getting up the wall. So Kyle went back down the wall and helped Colby up, and then Kyle had to do it on his own, and that's how he screwed up his leg. Um, and apparently, that was the attempt before he actually screwed it up, was what they showed on screen because it was a lot more like visceral. The attempt where he actually screwed up his leg, he barely even made it halfway up the wall before he
Mm.
went back down. Um, it was really sad because Kyle is in an incredible position early. Like for a
Incredible
winner,
spot.
out of the
For a
three
winner. He
winners,
shouldn't be there.
he shouldn't be here.
He
Like man.
shouldn't be in that spot because because all the other people like D, her tribe was talking about we need to get rid of her because she's already a
Mhm,
winner. They said the same thing about Savannah and like we might need to look. She won. We might need to get rid of her.
mhm.
Nobody on Batu said that about Kyle ever, and they knew he won. But everybody was like, "No, we like him. We want to work with him."
Yeah,
That's
it's
just
crazy.
impressive in
Mhm.
itself.
It's even more impressive to me that he managed to somehow get up the wall when we find out what actually happened to his leg later in the episode.
Yeah,
But granted, Q comes down and helps him up, but still, like with one leg getting up that wall, like oh
yeah.
lordy, that was rough. Um, but yeah, they win the challenge somehow, but it was still a gag. I'm kind of surprised they let him, you know,
Finish.
they didn't do anything to check on him to begin with
Mm,
because normally Survivor's really good about their medical stuff, and I'm not going to critique them here. You couldn't have checked a little bit more thoroughly than saying let him rest it and see where it goes before the
mhm,
challenges. I feel like that was a little bit of a thing. But I also think it was maybe because of the mud was kind of what
mm,
I was thinking, is that maybe they wouldn't be able to like get to his leg where they needed to look to see what was going on.
mhm.
But yeah, he makes it up the wall and they finish the puzzle and that's it. That's all. Um, so Kahlo and Vatu win immunity and get fishing gear. that
Yeah,
apparently off screen Angelina tried to negotiate down to a tarp, but they didn't put it in the episode.
because they weren't giving it to her. They're like, no.
No, but they should have put it in the episode.
They
It would have been
should have put it in the
hilarious.
episode. It would have been fun to see.
She
But
loves
no,
negotiation, Anna.
she loves negotiating. Like, that's the queen of
She is
negotiations
her,
right
she is
there.
her, she's the queen of negotiations. Can we
She,
please
she
have Jeff? Can I please have a tarp? Jeff.
can we get Jeff?
Jeff.
Jeff?
Jeff.
Can we have a chart? Like, it's so funny. Now I hate that they didn't put that in the episode. Like, that would have been
Uh,
great. Like, give Angelina her call back. Like, that would have been a
yeah.
great callback for her.
Mhm.
But yeah, Batu and Kylo win, and from that moment on, Jenna is like hell
Sari,
bent.
Sari, 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 Sari.
Sari Sari.
Did you know that we're going after Sari? Yeah, we're
We're
voting
going
out
after
Sari.
Sari. I mean, and Savannah was like, "Yeah, we lost because of Sari." So I'm like,
Again,
again,
she's
you're
not
not
wrong.
wrong.
You're not
They're
wrong.
not wrong. Not none of
Indeed.
it. Nothing they said was inherently wrong. It
Except
was. I just don't want. It felt wrong because they were talking about Sari.
yeah.
Anytime you mention Sari and cutting her right in the first episode, it feels very wrong to me. So I'm like, no, you're right. That's not what should happen. She lost the challenge for us, and she should go. But I didn't
Mhm.
like hearing the way Jenna talked about it and said that. Um, but then Ozzy, of course, Ozzy and Sari have decided they riding or dying for each other right now. They go do this. Ozzy says she's her number one, and so he go ride for her. He was like, I don't want to use my extra vote, which he told Sari about, which lets me know that he actually does want to ride or die with work with Sari. And so I'm like, okay, because she's the only person who knows about it, and so he um he's excited about that. So he tells her about it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, we jumped ahead too much because I don't wanna. Wait, am I? Nope, no, we didn't. Anyway,
No,
we're
we're
gonna
good.
keep
We're in a
moving.
good spot.
We're
Yeah.
good. We're good. We're gonna keep moving. But
Mhm.
so Ozzy is like trying to convince the tribe maybe we shouldn't go for Sari. Like, cause he's like, everybody has bad days. This was just one of her bad days, but Sari is good at so many other good things that it might be logical to keep her
Yeah.
around. And I'm like, he's not wrong there either.
Real talk. If Sari was on the puzzle and somebody else was on the monkey's fist, Scylla probably wins immunity. I'm just gonna say that. Now, granted, we don't know, we can't guarantee it, but what I can say is that Ozzy has a point, and also this tribe has a lot of good challenge competitors on it. Notably, Joe,
Yes.
Ozzy, and Savannah are all really great at challenges, and Christian is no slouch either. So,
Mm-hmm.
and Rick also, I think, won like 3 or 4 too. So, like, this is a pretty good challenge tribe. You don't need to cull someone who is weak at challenges when you have at minimum 5 very strong challenge competitors.
Right.
Like, you don't need to do that. And Jen and Emily aren't like bad either. They're just not on like that A to S tier caliber from what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also do like that Sari was kind of just hanging back a little bit. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
throwing out Jenna's name. She made it clear that she was going to vote for Jenna because Jenna put her name out.
Put her name out.
But she kind of let Ozzy just do the work. And I think it helped her out because it didn't feed into that perception that Jenna was trying to cause for her of Sari puts ideas in people's heads and then everybody just goes along with it, which again, Jenna, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But
She can do that, but she wasn't doing that this time.
yeah. And we see there's a little bit of a conversation about, well, Ozzy is going so hard for Sari. Maybe we should vote out Ozzy.
When Emily Flippin said that, I was like, oh,
I love you,
I don't
Emily.
like that, but oh,
No,
don't
because
do it, but oh.
But not only did she say it, she had a really damn good reason for it too. It wasn't just, oh,
Yes,
we got Aussie. It was, look at this tribe. We have Joe. We have Savannah. We have Rick. Like, we have people who are historically really good at challenges. We have good puzzle people here. Why do we need Aussie? Right? And on top of that, keeping Jenna and Suri in the game when they're already going after each other, they're not just going to magically start working together. Now, Emily, I will forgive you for this one faux pas. Suri Fields has a natural magic of turning enemies to allies. You may have
absolutely.
forgotten this.
Don't play with her.
I'll give you that.
You can,
But I
yeah,
also don't think
she
Suri
can
would
be
have
your
tried to
enemy
use that
one day, and the next day you are Cerie's best friend. Don't
Yeah. I don't
underestimate
think
the
Suri
magic.
would have attempted to use this magic on Jenna, but just for the
No,
note, it is possible. But Emily being like, they're going to keep going after each other, keeping them both in the game to go after each other makes sense. We take out Aussie, and suddenly the 5 of us are in a power position. And because the 5 of them are in a power position, then her alliance with Rick and Hubicki is suddenly the best alliance on the tribe because they have the 3 within the 5. Which is similar
Mhm.
to the 3 within the 4 within the 6, which is the 3 within the 5 within the 8.
The math started mathing. The
The
math
math
was
started
mathing on this one. The math was absolutely mathing, and it made so much sense. And when Emily said it, she said it with such a smile on her face that I was like, "Oh, she's here to play this game, baby." I loved
Financial
it.
analyst Emily Flippin.
She look, she knows numbers. She knows the math, and her math was mathing in her head when she said it. And I was like, "Ooh!" And Rick was here for it, and
Mhm.
Joe with his PTSD because he was definitely feeling some type of way because he when he saw Ozzy and Sari, all he saw was Kyle and Camilla and how they played him, and he was like, "I can't get played like that again." I this
Well,
this. Mm,
well, you can see. You know, can we just skip ahead? Because at this point, everybody's kind of debating between the options. We get a Rick Devens newscaster confessional. I've missed those dearly. And then we go to the single best tribal council set we have had ever in the history of American Survivor.
ever,
Oh my God, it was
ever.
gorgeous.
This was
Like,
so. It, the set is amazing, and the the immunity idols, not the idol immunity idols. The yeah,
mhm.
those birds.
The birds, yeah. Kind of tells
Props
me
to
what
the
one that
set designers. Y'all ate the art department. Y'all ate that up.
kind of tells me that the bird probably won the immunity necklace vote, but it's just a guess
Yeah,
at
I
this
think
point.
so.
Yeah.
But
But we get to see this gorgeous set, right?
beautiful set.
Beautiful, stunning set. Only tribal council area I think that even comes close is Game Changers because of the wrecked boat. Other than that,
Hmm.
like, this is beautiful. Um,
Beautiful.
but Jeff Probst does the questioning. We get a mention of the Borneo Tribal Council gong, which
Hmm.
mind blown. And then the votes just start. Everybody's just talking and chit chatting about the vote. And honestly, the tribal council itself was kind of boring.
It's
Um,
boring.
yeah, the tribal council of this vote was boring. The
Yeah,
actual vote was pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
But we get to a lovely visual. It
Oh.
was beautiful. Um, it's just one vote for Suri, and then
Hmm.
Jenna, and then Jenna, and then Jenna, and then Jenna, and then Jenna.
Baby, I was like, you thought, Jenna, thought, you thought you could come in here and out mother? No.
I have one thing
She
to
found
say.
out what happens when you try to kill God.
Period.
There you go. You find out what happens when you tried to kill God. You don't come into a game of anything really and immediately say, "I am going after Suri." Can I remind you that we are now 6 seasons of Survivor deep, and Cirie has yet to receive the majority vote at any tribal council she has ever attended, excluding the final 3 of Survivor Micronesia. It ain't happening round 1. You do not have the social capital to take out Cirie. Analyze your position before you find out what happens when you try to kill God. It just doesn't work that way, Jenna.
And as someone told us to say, now you know how Tina felt. Jenna, now you know how Tina felt. And then her leaving speech, bitter as to myself. I hope y'all
I'm not
lose.
surprised. She's always bitter.
Just,
I mean, I respect her for being bitter. I like bitter. I mean, she can be bitter, you know? She got voted out first in Survivor 50. I'd be a bit bitter, especially when she hasn't played in 2 decades. I'd be a little bitter, but she did it to herself. I mean, it's her own fault. You have to, okay. If she had not said a word about going after Cirie until after the challenge,
yep,
and then done it and been like, look, I love Cirie. She's great. But if we want to win immunity challenges, she's a liability. I don't know if Cirie would have went home, but I don't think the vote would have came back to Jenna like that.
No.
Because Jenna was going after Cirie irrationally.
From the moment they stepped on that beach.
Yeah.
And it was just like, why are we doing that? You thought, Jenna. You thought. But
yeah, I was very happy and satisfied. But in a strange twist, Tribal doesn't end the episode.
No. Because this is a 3-hour premiere. We got a lot more to do. Had an hour left in the show. So I'm like, oh, okay, so are we going to do the whole episode in an hour? Which is possible. They've done it. They always do it. We can do it.
As David has noted, from before they stepped on the beach. And you know what, David? You're correct.
You are correct.
It's not, you know what? Jenna just needs to take a chill and recognize that you don't go after Mother. Just don't do it.
You don't. Whatever. Don't do it. And now you know how Tina felt. So, period.
There you go.
But, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Jenna's gone. Scylla's down, but they're in a good spot, I think. They have a really good tribe now, and hopefully it'll trend upward for them, because this is already my favorite tribe. Yes. I'm loving this tribe.
I don't want anybody else to go from this tribe, to be honest.
Not anytime soon. Soon. But the next morning, we're discussing whether or not you should hit on a 16 in blackjack. Q is correct. You should not. Just for the record,
Angelina says you can, though.
You can, but you shouldn't. And hitting on a 16 is stupid. But beside the point, we have a boat roll up to the beach, and
we're skipping. You're skipping too far ahead. We have a whole lot to talk about. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about in between that, because we need to go back to the
I'm sorry, the baby.
Yeah, you need to go back, because there was some people walking around Vatu Beach, Genevieve and and wait, we skipped something else too. The conversation between Genevieve and Aubrey. That tense little moment between Genevieve and Aubrey. And you know what that reminded me of? You know what? Well, I don't know if you know this, but you brother, when some people are too alike that they just don't get along, and they don't know why they don't get along, but they just can't get along because they think like Genevieve and Aubrey is like that to me. They're like mother and daughter type, that relationship of y'all like birth the same, y'all got the same brain. And so when you just feel this, that conversation was filled with so much tension. And I was like, whoa. Oh, they not gonna like each other. They not gonna get along with each other. And it's not because they just don't like each other, it's because they think too much alike, and they know what they don't trust, and they don't trust the same things, and they like picking up the vibes from each other, like, mm, I don't.
Mm.
I found that conversation very, very interesting. I wanted to make sure I brought that up. I also found the conversation with Jenna and Ozzy funny when she was trying to get him to vote for Sari, and he was hesitant on saying anything. She's like, "That's why I don't trust you." I just thought that was funny too. Whatever, but she gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we also get to the Batu Beach, and Genevieve is walking around with Stephanie, and they're just walking
Choices.
around. They're doing some idol hunting because as of right now, nobody knows if there's idols in this game because Jeff never told them if there was going to be an idol in the game. So he doesn't know. They don't know if there's idols. We already saw Rick and Christian sort of looking for it on their beach, but they didn't find anything. And so Genevieve and Stephanie were looking around just to see if they can find anything, just in case there was idols in the game. And lo and behold, if Genevieve does not find a piece of paper tied up with string and it's like, oh, is this of my favorite things? She was so excited. So she's like, Stephanie, Stephanie, Stephanie. And so she's happy. And so then she's like, I gotta go tell Kyle. That was her number one thing. She's like, I gotta go tell Kyle, which
Mhm.
for me, I was like, yes, this is going to work. They're gonna work. It's gonna be great. And she goes and she tells Kyle, and they open it together to find out that this is the Billie Eilish boomerang idol.
The baby has been found. Yeah.
The Billie
um,
Eilish boomerang idol. And I was like, what in the Jesus is this? But then she started reading what it is, and I was like, oh, 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 I kind of like this idol. It's cute.
it was. I think this is really fun. Um, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I want this to be the idol on all three beaches. I know that might be crazy, but
Mm,
the idea of okay, here's how this works: you pick anybody on one of the other two tribes, and you give them this idol. Right? It is a normal hidden immunity idol with the only caveats that they can't give it away, and they can't use it
mhm,
on somebody else. They have to use it on
right.
themselves. Cool, awesome. But if they get voted out with the idol in their pocket, the idol boomerangs back to you.
I think that's cute.
One of the single best twist ideas I think I have ever heard on Survivor because low-key, I kind of want this to just be all of the idols this season because not only can you fuck with people so damn hard this
Mhm.
way, right? You can be like, well, I'm in the majority alliance, and if I give them this idol, they're going to use it on themselves. So why don't I go and talk to them and be like, hey, I found a Billie Eilish boomerang idol. I'm going to give it to you, but I want to like work with you. Or on the flip side of that, you can do what Genevieve did in this was like, look, somebody's already been voted out of this game with an idol in their pocket before. So why not give them the opportunity to have that embarrassment happen a second time? And technically a third time, but a second time, and give the baby to Ozzy.
I was like giving the idol to somebody who already has done that. I was like, that could be really good or not great because you could think that maybe the person learned from their mistakes and wouldn't do it again. Me personally, I would give it to somebody who I think will have the ego to just not use it, who would never think they need to use it because they always think they're in a good spot. And the name she brought up was Ozzy, Jonathan, and Tiffany, because Tiffany also left with the idol in her pocket. So, sure, it makes sense. And Jonathan, I think, is that person who would have the ego to not use it, never think they're in trouble, and not use it. But she went with Ozzy, and I was like, I mean, me personally, I'm not mad at that decision. I kind of really like that decision. I appreciate you giving Ozzy any type of advantage because I want Ozzy to have those types of advantage. He already has an extra vote, and now he has Naito. I'm, I'm not really that mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that mad
I'm
at
not
that.
either. And we see him open it and explain the rules. I'm just gonna say right now, best case scenario for Suri. I'm just gonna say this is incredible work for Suri. I now am worried about, honestly, if anybody on that tribe, Savannah and Joe are the least insulated at this point.
Hmm.
But I guess that means I'm most worried for Savannah because I don't think they're gonna vote out Joe. But
And
like,
after
at least
what
in this
just
opening
happened,
premiere,
yeah.
that's what we're looking
Mhm.
at. For all we know, Suri and Aussie could end up linking up with Savannah and Joe, and then one of the single best alliance in the history of Survivor could go home. But here we are.
Here we are. But all of that to just all that was great. All of that was so
Cinema.
good.
Cinema.
It was so good. I love the whole Baby Island idol, and I hope and Ozzy getting it was tea for me. Loved it. Then there was a journey. Boats just appeared out of nowhere. Boats
Very journey
come
like. Yeah.
very
Um,
journey like.
I love Mike and Charlie rock paper scissoring over it, and Mike's like, "Look, I don't even know if I really want to do it, but I'm here to have fun." So there you go. Um, Mike goes, and Savannah goes, and nobody on Vatu wants to do it, so Colby says he'll go. Um, and in this moment, I'm just gonna say, Mike outing, is Colby outing,
Colby, yeah,
yeah, Colby outing Coach to Mike. Colby Donaldson, you are quickly rising in my estimation this season, and I am remarkably impressed with you, sir. Because this wasn't messy. This
no,
could have came off as messy. It just came off as Colby being honest and
hmm
like, Colby Donaldson, where have you been? Where was this Colby on Heroes versus Villains? Where was this Colby on All Stars? Who is this, and what have you done with Colby Donaldson? Um, because this journey did not feel like Colby Donaldson either. Who is this, and what have you done with Colby Donaldson?
it was. But we get to the journey. All three of them are there. Kobe tells Mike. Mike's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Um, so then they find out only two people will be able to participate in this journey. So I'm like, so you gonna waste one person's time? Just get on the boat, just have a boat ride? Okay. Um, so they can either figure it out themselves or they can do rocks. They chose to do rocks. And Mike got the bad rock, so Mike was out of the challenge, and he just gets to go back on the boat and go back to the beach.
Fun little
And
boat
Savannah,
ride.
just a fun little boat ride. That was great. And Savannah and Kobe goes into the woods to do their challenge, and it is a game that we've seen come up a lot online lately. I've seen it anyway, where the topple game, where you have to put bricks up, line them up, and the last person to either make the thing topple over, they lose. And they literally just tell them, if you lose the vote. If you win, you keep your vote. That's it. They're like, no reward, no nothing. Nope, that's it.
So we're playing Teeter Tetris. Okay.
Mhm.
If you're like me, this is a game you see on your TikTok FYP all the damn
That's what
time.
I'm
Yeah.
exactly.
So I was like, okay, so Survivor is just stealing board games for challenges now. 10 out of 10. Um,
Period.
like they haven't done it before, but this was kind of boring. I'll be real.
Boring. It was very
Yeah.
boring.
Especially because the actual mechanism didn't teeter, so it was just put block on frame, and that was kind of about it. And Colby got dumb, and instead of building up on the sides to reinforce the foundation, he just built straight up.
Well, that's why he lost. And that is why he lost. Good on you, Savannah.
So in review on Vatu, 6 people currently have their votes. And it is now, if you go based on the majority alliance and not the majority alliance, it is 3-3. So keep your eyes open on that. I am intrigued.
I'm intrigued to see how that works.
Mhm.
But Kobe comes back and just says he doesn't have anything, and that's just that. He doesn't have a vote. He said, all right, he don't have a vote. Savannah, before she can leave, they say, hold on, hold on. Here, take this. And she opens this and she reads that the fans voted for dynamic uh twists and or advantages.
Yeah, dynamic power to the advantages. I'm just gonna say this. Survivor fandom. We had two jobs in this fan vote. Two jobs. Job number one was to vote to give the people rice so they don't starve, and apparently we couldn't make that mission happen. I think we did. Production rigged it, but this is beside the point. But mission two was to make sure that we didn't give the advantages dynamic power because then they're going to be freaking omnipresent. I am now worried.
Because now Savannah has a block a vote. They can block she can block somebody's vote and nobody knows about it but her. So she can decide what she wants to do with that information. She's the only person that knows that dynamic advantages are in the game. Nobody else knows this. So Savannah decides to go back to the camp and let them know that she won the challenge, she kept her vote, but Kobe lost his vote. And that's it. There was no reward, no nothing. She just lost her vote. I mean, she just kept her vote. That was it. And she walks away, and Rick Devens is like, I called garbage.
Yeah.
Ain't no way she went out there and got no advantage. And everybody's like, yeah, yeah. Like, that whole crew was like, you believe she actually went out there and ain't got no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, you trying that with this group of people who done played this game before? Come on now.
Yeah.
And in that one moment, everybody has decided, I don't know about Savannah anymore. I don't think.
To be fair, though, for her, Colby can confirm her story later on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if I'm Savannah, I would just be honest about it. If she really hadn't got anything, I don't know how she would have gotten out of this. But
Right.
going and getting that advantage, I would have been like, yeah, I got this advantage. It allows me to block someone's vote at tribal council. That's it. That's all. Because they're gonna be suspicious. You have the means to assuage them. It's not even that great of an advantage,
Right.
Loki. It's like fine. So I would have just told them and just been honest about it.
And then just be like, I will save it if I make it to merge, I'm saving it for merge. Because ain't no reason to, go against the six of us right now. It's just we can save it for merge and all of us can use it. We
Save
can
it for a
block
rainy
somebody to
day.
keep us all safe.
Save it for a rainy day. But we then have to get to the really sad part of this episode.
Yes. Yes.
So we're talking about blackjack and why you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't hit on a 16. Again, Q is correct.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
And Jeffrey Probst rolls up with Joe from the medical team, and they do a second a first proper examination of Kyle's leg. And they basically find out he either ruptured or tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Which, as wrestling fans, Lana, we see this injury quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Never a good thing to see.
No. No.
That's
especially when it happens in both legs at the same time.
Those were his quads, but yeah, it's still not great. But talking about like this is so fucking unfair. I feel so bad for Kyle. And from a production standpoint, I get what they're doing. I get it.
I get it.
Because they know the damage that you can have. Like, you're playing Survivor. You cannot rest your legs for 20 however many more days on Survivor. You just can't do it. But at the same time, Kyle wanted to play so bad. And he was in such a good spot. It's so fucking unfair.
And he shouldn't have even been in that good of a spot, but he was. And that just goes to show what kind of player Kyle is. He truly was going to, I have no doubt after what I saw, he was making it to merge.
Oh,
He
for
was
sure. For
making
sure.
it to merge for sure if anything didn't happen.
Barring
And
getting swamp screwed, yeah.
yeah, unless Swap screwed. Unless
Mhm.
Swap screwed. But man, he just put himself in such a really really good position in this game, and I was so happy for him. But to see them just say nah, he has to go, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I hated every second of it. I hate even doing this. I hate even doing this. Ugh.
So,
Pete,
Godspeed, buddy.
God's for real. Like you didn't in 50 of all things of all seasons. 50
It sucks. This really
it
sucks.
sucks.
And like, I'm just gonna be real. I'm not a huge fan of his game. Like, Kyle is not somebody that I was like really
I
invested in.
was.
48. I just didn't like 48. But watching, I mean, even this one episode, you could tell how much fun he was having and what he was going to be able to do as the game went on. I just feel really bad for him. He didn't deserve this. I mean, nobody deserves to get medically evacuated, but except for Michael Scupin. But I feel for him. And CBS, I know he already won the show, and quite frankly, this was more of a victory lap than anything. Um, I need you all to do another season to let him come back because this is bullshit. Do
What
a
do you put him
Survivor.
at?
Honestly, you know what you could do? Do Survivor 51 or 52 or whatever, and just have it be Survivor people who got medically evacuated, making up one tribe, and then the other tribe can be evacuees versus enthusiasts. Survivor 52, evacuated versus enthusiasts. You heard it here first. Survivor 52, those who have been medically evacuated versus those who are fans of the show. Congratulations, I've given you a theme.
That's crazy.
It would give me a reason to get Jonathan Penner back on my screen, so I'm not gonna complain.
What? Okay, that's an interesting thing. But yep, Kyle is now gone. I'm sad because I did not think he deserved to go at this point, but
I would concur.
love Kyle. Love Kyle. And I guess now we should have our draft update before we wrap this up. As of right now, only Logan and Lewis have lost someone. Logan losing Jenna, which I'm not that mad about. And Lewis losing Kyle over evacuation, which I'm very sad about, but not because of Lewis, but because of Kyle.
Because
But
of Kyle, yeah, I feel you. We're gonna see where this goes. I'm gonna say right now, based on this premiere, just solely based on the premiere and nothing else, I am really liking Christian Ubicki's chances at winning this game. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think he had a fantastic premiere, and if that's just where I'm at, that's if based on this premiere, nothing else, Hubicki is who I think is gonna win this game. I'm just gonna say that.
mm, okay, okay. I don't know. I'm still not fully sure, but I do like he's really grown on me, and a lot of people grew on me in this episode. So I'm hopeful. I am
If you were
hopeful,
if you were
but
gonna if you only have this premiere to go off of, Lana, who would you guess?
who's gonna win this game?
Yeah, I'm curious. Just based on the premiere.
Mm, I would say Genevieve.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it.
I
So in
would
other
say
words, Jack
Genevieve.
is winning either way, and we're screwed.
I mean, a lot of people we didn't see,
Mhm.
like, we didn't see Tiffany much. I mean, honestly, Colby could, but no, I don't know.
Okay. Colby winning from a strategic game, crazy,
Wild,
crazy.
but
But the fact that I
I
have
don't
more
know.
faith in Colby strategically right now than I do in like 50% of this cast at minimum is kind of insane.
Wild,
It's wild.
but
I got punted.
but you
Yeah, I know
punted
why. I
yourself.
know why. Yeah, I know why.
But yes, 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 that is going to do it. We talked about it. I don't know. I'm excited about the season. I will say this premiere was one of the best premieres that I've seen on US Survivor in a very long time. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy about that. It only made me even more excited about 50. I've been excited about 50. This premiere made me even more excited about it. I can't wait for the season to unfold, and we're gonna be here talking about it every single week. Somebody's gonna be here. I don't know if it's gonna be me and Brooke just together, or other people go join, or somebody in some form or another. Somebody's gonna be here to talk about 50 with y'all, and I can't wait. I'm excited for it, and we hope you stick around and watch this journey with us. Let us know in the comments what you think. Who are you rooting for? Why are we sad that Kyle should go? And should we take Brooke's idea and do evacuees versus enthusiasts? Should we do that as a
I'm
thing?
1000% kidding. But
Just,
for the record, realistically, if it were up to me, the next season would be pre-merge second chances, next returning
I would
season. I
love
think
that.
okay, we need to fan cast that because
Y'all
that
keep
is
saying that. I don't like doing fan casts, so y'all go ahead and do all the fan casts you want. I don't particularly love fan casting, but y'all can do it. Have edit, because you say it every single time we mention second chances and you want a fan cast. We got it. Everybody, Brooke wants to do a fan cast for second chances and
because fan casting
pre-merge
is
boots.
fun.
It's
Fan casting is
y'all have it. I
fun.
I don't like doing them, but everybody else loves it. So y'all go ahead and I'll support it. I'll watch it later, but I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it will make it happen at some point in time. But we're gonna get out of here because number one is late, and we need to sleep at some point
Real.
in our day. And you all do need to sleep too, but don't sleep too much. Come back and watch more videos from us. We subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, because we're going to continue to roll out content for Survivor 50, Australian Survivor, and all the other shows that we cover on this channel and our other channels. All the links will be in the description below. Please follow us. Please subscribe. We are definitely trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Um, Follow us on all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow Brooke and myself if you'd like. Don't forget to go to the Get Your Cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. Scan that QR code and let us know in the comments what you're thinking about Survivor and all the things. Yes,
Cheers,
we will
everybody.
be talking about it on Reality Roundup. We'll talk more about everything because that's what we do here. So we will see y'all next time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.